If you were to ask me even a few months ago if LLMs are able to generate full videos with animation and audio end to end, I would have said not yet. It's theoretically possible, but you're not going to get the best output. But just like
The useful part of this workflow is not that Claude can make a flashy short. The useful part is the system around it. Cole is basically showing a small video factory. Claude Code writes the plan. HyperFrames renders the HTML animation. A voice model creates the audio. And Archon keeps the whole thing from turning into one giant fragile prompt. That is the piece most people miss.
including audio that I just have muted right now that syncs with all the transitions, everything that you're seeing on the screen. And there's a few different technologies that I've stitched together to make this happen. It's super cool. And the biggest kid on the block here is HyperFrames. This is what lets our AI agents render these scenes and have that editor that I was just showing you. So this is kind of like Remotion. It went viral a couple of months ago for really the first tool that had a skill giving Claude Code the ability to generate videos.
The setup path is intentionally boring. Clone the repo, open Claude Code, ask it to read the README, and give it a topic or URL. That is a good demo, but I would not treat it as the production workflow yet. The important question is whether the repo has enough guardrails for your voice, your pacing, your style, and your factual source material. A video pipeline that is easy to start but hard to review will burn you fast. The architecture is smarter than it looks. It creates an isolated run folder, copies a template, researches a topic, writes a script, generates audio, times the scenes against that audio, builds an HTML composition, checks for layout overflow, previews the result, then renders the MP4. That sequence matters. If you skip straight from idea to final video, you are gambling. If you keep every run isolated, validated, and previewable, you can actually iterate. The preview step is the real safety valve. You want to catch bad inflection, awkward transitions, text overflow, weak facts, and weird pacing before the expensive final render. That is also where Claude Code makes sense as the operator. It can patch one scene, one animation, or one script line without rebuilding the entire thing from scratch. That is the difference between a toy generator and a workflow you might use twice.
Quite a bit. So there you go, a couple of examples there. Now the last thing that I want to show you, just so you can really take this as your own, I want to talk about how you can build your own templates. So I want to reiterate that the 3 templates that ship with this repo for you are really just examples to get you started. When you want to build your own videos, really what you do is you have Claude Code read the README, but instead of helping you with this setup, now it's going to help us build our own template. And then just for an example here, I'm saying that I want a template for explaining tougher AI concepts or tougher to understand concepts. And so now this is going to really kick off a process where Claude is going to go through a set of questions to understand what we're going for here and then build that custom template for us. And so first it asks,
Templates are where this gets useful. A reusable template can lock the video length, scene types, visual style, caption density, and review rules. That beats asking the agent to be creative from zero every time. I would build one template for news explainers, one for product demos, one for technical concepts, and one for internal team updates. Then make the agent choose from those constraints instead of inventing a new format on every run. My takeaway is simple. Try this if you want fast explainers or internal videos. Do not trust it blindly for public content without a review loop. Use free Kokoro if cost matters. Use 11 Labs if voice quality matters. And spend most of your time on templates, validation, and source grounding. The prompt is not the product. The repeatable pipeline is.